Greetings, and welcome to the first episode of Bytor, a Skyrim Life Lived. This is going to be a unique, immersive, modded, realistic role-playing experience in the Skyrim Special Edition on PC, with an emphasis on completing the main story. I'll be playing an Iron Man-style game with the survivalist mods Frostfall and I Need, which means I can starve or freeze to death, and I will not be reloading my game. If I die, the video series will end. Also, I'm going to be role-playing a character according to predetermined personality traits that I'll reveal to you while we're playing the game. I'm not going to fast travel anywhere. In fact, I'm only going to move around the game world at whatever speeds are roleplay appropriate, which means there's going to be a lot of walking. While this might seem tedious to some people, you can always skip the long travel sections, and I'll try to include links and timestamps in the description, but it's also a great way to immerse yourself in the richly detailed world that Bethesda created and increase the survival challenge. It can also just be very relaxing sometimes. I'm playing and recording the game at 1440p resolution at 60 FPS with max graphics and lots of mods. I highly recommend you full screen the video and wear headphones. This is how I like to play Skyrim. There is simply no better way, and I'm just doing the work for you. So sit back, relax, and get lost in the life of Bytor with me. Let us begin.
You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. What if they've captured you? Oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Dibella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this. This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Vilod is still making that mead with juniper berries mixed in. Funny. When I was a boy, Imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
Who are they, Daddy? Where are they going?
To go inside.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
Inside the house. Now.
Yes, Papa.
Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
Why are we stopping?
Why do you think? End of the line. Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
No, wait! We're not rebels!
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them! We worked with you! This is a mistake!
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Greyloff of Riverwood. Lokir of Rorikstead.
No! I'm not a rebel! You can't do this!
Halt!
You're not gonna kill me!
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward. Who are you?
So I already know mostly what Bytor is going to look like, and I'm just going to go through quickly, or I'll try to be quick anyway, and set him up according to how I want him to look. And also take this opportunity to let you know a few more things about this video series. Number one, I'm not going to be talking a whole lot. I'm actually recording the video series without talking, and then I'm going back over it and overdubbing it, which can be a time-consuming process, but I also don't want to break the immersion too much. So I'll be letting you know whenever there's an interesting decision coming up, or some kind of roleplay information I think you need to know, or anytime I'm interacting with mods or the menu system or whatever. I'll also try to intro every video, every episode, and then do a little recap at the end. There are some mods that I wish I was playing right now, like Open Cities for instance, but I could not get all of my mods working together and stable at the same time, so I had to disable some of them, and what we've got is pretty good. Open Cities is nice, some of the city mods are nice, some of the merchant mods and things like that are nice, but overall I think what we've got here, we've got the graphical enhancements turned on and the survivalist immersion turned up. Also, let's see, when I start getting into the game here, I'll configure all that Frostfall and I Need stuff. You'll be able to see how I set that up, and also set the difficulty to expert level, which is not the highest. But since this is an Iron Man game and I'm already doing all this survivalist stuff, I figured expert was probably a reasonable difficulty. So anyone who is curious about my PC hardware, I am running this game on a Radeon 290 with a Core i7 4770K, which is it's a little bit older now, but for Skyrim it's still pretty good. It can be taxing in outdoor environments with all of the graphics, mods, and details turned up, and trying to record this high-speed video at the same time, but it generally does fairly well. So I've been playing Elder Scrolls games since Daggerfall in 1996. Actually got it as a demo on a floppy disk from a PC Gamer magazine subscription I had. It was the first role-playing game I ever played that I knew was a role-playing game. It was also the first open-world game I ever played. Probably one of the first open-world games, period. And it was just staggering in scope. And it was also very unique because I remember in the demo, and what made me fall in love with it was you start the demo in the woods outside of a town with nothing, and you just walk into town and just talk to people, and you're like, hey, I'm looking for work, you know anybody who's hiring? And so, you know, it was weird, and it was like you could go into an inn and like rent a room and eat some food and talk to people, and then go out in the wilderness and hunt or go into a dungeon. You had a lot of freedom. So to me it was like, oh, RPGs must be life simulators. So I was very disappointed later on, and I started playing other RPGs and found out that they weren't all that immersive. But Elder Scrolls is and always has been that immersive, and I think they've improved over the years, although my favorite is still Morrowind. Okay, Bytor is looking pretty handsome. I think I'm about done with him. If anyone can tell me where the name Bytor comes from in the comments, I will like your comment.
You picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, kinsman. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. At least you'll die here, in your homeland. Follow the captain, prisoner.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines upon
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over with.
Nirn. As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Nord and the Rags.
Here it is again. Did you hear that?
I said, next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries. What do you see?
It's in the clouds!
Dragon!
Guards, get the townspeople to safety! Someone get the battle mages out here, now!
Give us another chance.
This way!
What is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
We need to move now! Up through the tower. Let's go! What are you waiting for? See the inn on the other side. Jump through the roof and keep going. Go! We'll follow when we can. Hammond, you need to get over here. Now! Better. You're doing great. Torol! Everyone get back! Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
Gods guide you, Hadvar.
Stay close to the wall! Quickly, follow me!
Damn you, mages! Give me
It's you and me, prisoner! Stay close!
This is what you want, huh?
Bela, you damn traitor! Out of my way!
We're escaping, Hadvar. You're not stopping us this time.
Fine. I hope that dragon takes you all to Sologon.
You, come on! Into the keep!
With me, prisoner. Let's go.
I can cut you loose inside. Come on! We'll meet again in Solengard, brother. Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was a dragon, no doubt. Just like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times. We better get moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. You may as well take Gunjar's gear. He won't be needing it anymore. All right. Get that armor on, and give that axe a few swings. I'm going to see if I can find some way out of here. Ah, this one's locked. Let's see at that gate. Damn, no way to open this from our side.
It's the Imperials. Take cover.
Get this gate open. Just a scratch.
Maybe one of these Imperials had the key.
Okay, just quickly want to chime in here and let you know I'm not going to be looting everything, and part of the reason is for roleplay, and the other part is because I'm going to be reducing my carrying capacity real soon.
Let's see here. Here we are. Found a key. Let's see if it opens that door. That's it. Come on, let's get out of here before the dragon brings the whole tower down on our heads. Damn, that dragon doesn't give up easy.
Grab everything important and let's move. Dragon's burning everything to the ground.
I just need to gather some more potions.
Imperial Stormcloaks! Get them!
Skyrim belongs to the Nords!
Finish this!
Enough! A storeroom. See if you can find any potions. We'll need them.
Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity here to set up my I need configuration. So you do that by equipping it as a power and then hitting Z. You can go into your options here, and I'm going to change the difficulty setting. We're going to get rid of most of the food in the game, first of all. Make alcohol dehydrate us. Okay. Make it possible to die if we don't eat or sleep. Reduce our carrying capacity by 200. Turn on adrenaline while we're in dungeons, and then unknown water means that you have to actually boil your water or it might make you sick. And finally here I just want to verify that we have our overall game difficulty set to expert, and we do. So while I'm looting here, you'll notice that Bytor does not pick up everything he could or should, and that's because he's very much a stereotypical Nord, and he does not like magic. He doesn't like magical items, and he's kind of superstitious about it. And we'll get more into those beliefs later on.
Done? Let's get moving. Over here.
For Ulfric!
Troll's blood. It's a torture room. Hear that? He's already walking. Show me what you've got. Was Jarl Ulfric with you?
No, I haven't seen him since the dragon showed up.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage. Ah, it's locked. See if you can get it open with some picks. We might need that gold once we get out. Grab anything useful and let's go.
So Bytor actually has a character history, and as part of that history, he did learn how to pick a lock. And the same rules for looting apply here. He's got no problem taking the money, but he does not want to touch any of the magical stuff. This book actually intrigues Bytor quite a bit. No time to read it right now, no time to take everything in this room. Trying to be quick. So we're just going to take a few things that we think we could use and rush out of here.
Orders are to wait until General Tullius arrives.
I'm not waiting to be killed by a dragon. We need to fall back.
Just give the general some time.
Stormcloaks! Enough! This ends now!
Let's see where this goes. Better push on. The rest of them will have to find another way out. Doesn't go anywhere. Guess we'd better try this way. hate those damn things. Too many eyes, you know?
So a little more Bytor info here. He is an avid hunter, and he grew up in Skyrim. He's also been forced to live off the land and out in the wilderness, so he knows how to harvest frostbite venom and use it.
Hold up! There's a bear just ahead. See her? I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Let's try to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow. And watch where you step. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Might take her by surprise. Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
Bytor has an interesting decision here to make, and the discovery of this bottle of mead makes it for him. So he has the frostbite venom. He's gonna take a chance here, and he thinks he can take this bear out.
Sneaking is overrated, eh? Like the way out. I knew we'd make it. Wait! There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. Better clear out of here. My sister, Gerder, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today. You should go to Windhelm and join the fight to free Skyrim. You've seen the true face of the Empire here today. If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric. See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. I never understood how my sister could stand living in the shadow of that place. I guess you get used to it. These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape.
Go ahead. See for yourself.
I almost can't believe it. A real live dragon. What? Oh, hardly. I don't think even Ulfric could pull a dragon out of his pocket. Lucky for us it attacked when it did, eh? I wasn't looking forward to getting a shave from the Imperial headsman. Seriously? You don't know? That was Ulfric Stormcloak himself. Right. The leader of our fight against the Empire. I forget that most people don't know what he looks like, except for those Imperial wanted posters. I was assigned to Ulfric's guard. We were on our way to Darkwater Crossing, in the south of Eastmarch. The Imperials were waiting for us. As pretty an ambush as I ever saw. We were outnumbered 5 to 1 at least. Ulfric ordered us to stop fighting. Didn't want us all to die for nothing, I guess. I thought they were taking us south to Cyrodiil. Parade us in front of the Emperor. But then, we stopped in Helgen. And you know the rest. Damn right. Just like all true sons of Skyrim should. You should come to Windhelm with me and join the fight to free Skyrim. You've seen the true face of the Empire here today. If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric. Well, maybe not. Dragons haven't been seen in Skyrim for an age or more. But wherever that dragon came from, and whatever it wants, Ulfric will get to the bottom of it. You can count on that. Besides, you have your own score to settle with the Empire now. And with that dragon. I hope so. Skyrim needs people like you to fight for her freedom. Come on, we better get moving. Stars will guide you to honor and glory. Remember, this isn't Stormcloak territory. We're ahead of the news from Helgen. I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood. Like what? Nobody here knows what happened. Mother. Come on. Gerda's probably working in her lumber mill.
It flew right over the barrel.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
It was a dragon. It'll kill us all if they don't believe it.
But is it safe for you to be here?
Gerda.
We heard that Ulfric had been captured.
Gerda, I'm fine. At least now I am.
Are you hurt? What's happened? And who's this? One of your comrades?
Not a comrade yet. A friend. I owe him my life, in fact. Is there somewhere we can talk? There's no telling when the news from Helgen will reach the Imperials.
Helgen? Has something happened? You're right. Follow me. Hod, come here a minute. I need your help with something.
What is it, woman? Sven drunk on the job again?
Hod, just come here.
Raylo, what are you doing here? Ha, I'll be right down.
Uncle Raylo, can I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games. Go and watch the South Road. Come find us if you see any Imperial soldiers coming.
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Raylo.
Look at you. Almost a grown man. Won't be long before you'll be joining the fight yourself.
That's right. Don't worry, Uncle Raylo. I won't let those soldiers sneak up on you.
Now, Raylo, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I can't remember when I last slept. Where to start? Well, the news you heard about Ulfric was true. The Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater Crossing. Like they knew exactly where we'd be. That was 2 days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds, we'd be dead if not for that dragon. In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Nobody else has come up the South Road today, as far as I know.
Good. Maybe we can lay up for a while. I hate to put your family in danger, Gerda, but...
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Raylof's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
So Bytor's not going to take advantage of her generosity. He's just going to get some food here because he's starving. And he could use those healing potions since they're being offered, but he's not going to take anything else.
There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Thanks, sister. I knew we could count on you.
I ought to get back to work before I'm missed, but did anyone else escape? Did Ulfric?
Don't worry. I'm sure he made it out. It'll take more than a dragon to stop Ulfric Stormcloak. I'll let them into the house and, you know, show them where everything is.
Help them drink up our mead, you mean? Good luck, brother. I'll see you later.
Don't worry about me. I know how to lay low. So you saw a dragon, did you? Tell me, what was it like?
I'm glad
As
to help
big as
any
a
way I
house?
can.
So you saw a dragon, did you? Tell me. Well, I'll be. That'd be a sight to see. Not that I actually want to see one, understand. I hope that dragon stays far away from here. I told
Lucan
you
over
my
in the
sister would
Riverwood
help us
Trader
out.
says thieves broke into his store. Strange. He says they hardly took anything. Make yourself at home. I'm glad to help any way I can. Good to see you again. It's my mill. Some folks thinks it's my town too, but it ain't. The Jarl in Whiterun owns the land and the town. I just pay the taxes. The Empire may have been good for Skyrim once upon a time, but those days are long past.
Tell me, son.
Banning the worship of Talos was the last straw. Thalmor everywhere, dragging people off for honoring our own gods. I'm glad Ralof is helping drive them out of here. If I was a bit younger, I might have joined the fight myself. Of course. All right then.
Keep your eyes open. Here for work? Getting that? Got business here in Riverwood, eh? There are worse villages. I've got enough to worry about, taking care of my family. I don't concern myself with such matters. All right, then.
Did you really see a dragon? I bet my Uncle Ralof is tougher than you are.
Kid's a jerk. Anyway, I'm going to set up Frostfall now. So we equip that as a power. Like that. And we press Z. That starts the Frostfall quest. And gives us a book called Survivor's Guide to Skyrim.
At least the damned war hasn't gotten here. Yet. Fight, or die well.
So it's a bit late in the day to be doing our main quest. We're gonna rest here for the night. Bytor is understandably wiped out from the eventful day. But before bed, he's gonna just flip through these books. Now, if you want, you can slow down the replay on this, or you can pause it. I'm going to go through these books very quickly, but I am actually going to go through books that Bytor wants to read. This is a cool one. This comes with Frostfall, and talks all about how to use Frostfall and you know, how it works in gameplay in a very immersive way with the inclusion of in-game books. Pretty neat. Next book we're going to read is very important to the main story. If you haven't read it, highly recommend you do. So at the very end of this book there is a prophecy written in the form of like a little poem, which actually refers to each game in the Elder Scrolls series. Alright, and belly full, eyes heavy, Bytor rests his weary head for the night. Just gonna make a new save here. So the first thing I do when I wake up, I'm hungry, I need to get some breakfast and drink some water.
I'm glad to help any way I can. Cross the river and then head north. You'll see Whiterun on its hill as you pass the falls. Jarl Balgruf? I don't mean to be disrespectful as he's ruled Whiterun hold well for years, but he seems in over his head now. He's been trying to stay out of the war, but it can't last. He's going to have to pick a side. I'm afraid he's going to make the wrong choice. I wouldn't say that. But he and Ulfric have been at odds for years, and I'm afraid Balgruf will end up siding with the Empire because of it. But it's hard to believe that even Balgruf would choose Elisif over Ulfric. I suppose she's Jarl Elisif now. She married High King Turig just before Ulfric killed him. The Empire supports her claim to be High Queen. I don't really have anything against her. Not her fault that her husband Turig was bought and paid for by the Empire. But she's nothing but a puppet for the Empire now, with her husband Turig dead. Ulfric will make sure she never takes the throne as High Queen. Some say murdered, but it was a lawful challenge in the old way. Ulfric called him out as a traitor to Skyrim, and killed him in single combat. If Turig couldn't defend his throne, he had no business being High King. No, not until the moot meets to choose another, and it won't meet until one side or the other wins the war. Don't worry though, Ulfric is our rightful High King. He'll drive out the Empire, and Skyrim will have peace at last. Drop by and see us again if you're ever in the area.
Okay, per our promise to Girder, we are setting off to Whiterun to warn the Jarl and see if he will send any soldiers to protect Riverwood. This is going to be a long walking segment. We're going to walk from here to Whiterun, and it will take most of the in-game day to do it. But before we go anywhere, I'm going to turn on hardcore mode for Frostfall, which means death and no fast travel.
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother. An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough. Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
Need a ride? Well, I know the Companions make their home here. Their mead hall, Jorvaskar, is the oldest building in the city. Oh, and there's a nasty feud between two families called the Greymanes and the Battleborns. You want to be careful there. The rest you can find out by asking the townsfolk. Start with the barkeep at the Bannered Mare or the Castle Steward. Until next time.
By Easmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Uthgar. But you were gone longer than usual. I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my ma. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere, is that it?
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. Plenty. I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. Looking to protect yourself, or deal some damage? Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
I don't have any money.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose.
No, please! I really don't have any money, Braith. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me.
10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn, or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your lip.
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time. Well, I used to sneak out at night and try to tip over the big ox in the Greymane's yard. And me and Mila used to climb up on the roof of Dragon's Reach and look for birds' eggs. But I don't do that stuff anymore. Father keeps catching me and then I get in trouble. Until next time.
I know your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thieves' den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire 1, maybe 2 good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Saphir! Wait, You tried mercenary work? It might suit you. My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you. No, friend, that I'm not. But I get along with your kind well enough. No, I'm a Red Guard. My family hails from the Imperial Province. But I left home when I was just a lad. Been wandering ever since. If you find that sword, please bring it to me.
If the news from Helgen is true, well, there's no telling what it means. I only counsel caution. We cannot afford to
What
act
would you have
rashly
me do
in
then?
times
What's the
like
meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
rash action. I just think we need more information.
As House Carl, my job is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl
Who's
or
this
his
then?
people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself. Whatever you have to say to the Jarl, you can say to me. I'm
It's all right,
starting to
Ira.
think...
I want to hear what he has to say. What's this about Riverwood being in danger? Gerda owns the lumber mill, if I'm not mistaken. Pillar of the community, not prone to flights of fancy. And you're sure Helgen was destroyed by a dragon? This wasn't some Stormcloak raid gone wrong? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your Particular talents?
Must help me.
Perhaps.
We need to convince my
Come,
brother to do
let's
more
go
for
find
the
Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of
I'm
dragons.
not asking you to defy the Jarl, just to open his eyes. Use subtlety and suggestion to turn his thoughts to the war. You're his steward. He'll listen to you.
Leave me out of your intrigues, Hrongar. If you have something to say to the
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
I'm so angry, I can hardly stand it. Father promised me a new dress days ago. Now where is it?
It takes a while.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? And where were they coming from? I learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources. I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore. The Dragon War was a real event, although only the barest glimmer of the actual events has come down to us. Far back in the Mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords. Oh no, many were killed, of course, but many survived into historical times. Why, this very palace was built by one of Balgruf's ancestors to hold a captive dragon. Hence its name, Dragon's Reach. You know,
This is a priority now. Anything we can use to fight this dragon, or dragons, we need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balgruf. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Oh, I thought you were already on your way to Bleak Falls Barrow. Sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. I'll put it simply so you'll understand. I advise the Jarl in matters of magic. If the Hold is faced with any threats or mysteries of a magical nature, I am called upon to explain things and suggest a course of action. Hopefully that answer will satisfy you. Good day.
Just us against the dragon. Is that it?
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time.
We don't know where the dragon is.
Well met, kinsman.
We need to keep an eye out to get the people to safety if the
The
town
answer
is
is still
attacked.
no. Besides, your
I
mother
don't
would miss
expect
you
the
too
three of you
much.
to fight off a dragon by
Yeah,
yourselves.
right.
But I do expect you to do your duty.
Of course. We'll keep Riverwood safe. You can count on it. Let's move out. Time's a-wasting.
Need something? I am charged with protecting the Jarl from any and all threats. Powerful men have many enemies, more so in times of strife, so you can imagine the dangers. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life. More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade. Take your pick. Dragons, Stormcloak assassins, ambitious and unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate them. Well, not yet anyway. Balgrup and I share a battle bond. We met as youths and forged our friendship in the fires of war. When he became Jarl, I insisted on serving as his protector. He had no cause to argue. Gods, you are curious. Almost dangerously so. I've got my eyes on you.
Alright, it is getting to be nighttime. Bytor's tired. He has a larger quest now to go back to Riverwood, but he's definitely not ready to do that just yet. We're going to find an inn, get a room, and call it a night.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk to.
I enjoy this work well. Sadia, wake up, dear.
Yes, Mum.
What can I get you? Take a look.
So when you don't have a whole lot of money, you actually start thinking about what you can afford and how expensive something is versus how much it's going to fill you up. Don't really have any use for this raw rabbit leg at the moment, so I'm just going to sell it to her. And that is as much food as we can afford because we still need a room, which is
Sure thing.
10 gold.
It's yours for a day.
That was just lying around? Good find.
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree, all burnt up, in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect. Have you seen that Shrine of Asura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. People say there is someone in Riften that can change your face, make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
You want a
I'll show
drink?
You to your room, right this way.
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both. Now please, no more questions.
It's kind of weird. It was one of the servers behind me trying to talk to me while I was sitting down, and I couldn't turn all the way around to see her. Well, and disappointingly, even though we are eating and drinking everything we could afford, doesn't quite sate our appetite, because we're poor. But actually, the innkeeper has already gone up to the room, trying to show me where my room is. And I was sitting on the stool stuffing my face.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Okay, this is gonna about do it for episode 1. If you stuck with me for the whole hour-and-a-half long episode, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me for episode 2. If you have any suggestions for things I can do to make this better, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Things you want to see me do in-game. Maybe we can do some of those things too. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. In any case, good night everybody. I'll see you in the morning.